It appears as though Jon Bones Jones is going to be retiring as opposed to fighting Tom Aspinall, or at least that he's considering it. Now, this week, Joe Rogan, on an episode of his show with Yannis Pappas and I think Chris Distefano, they talked about the UFC potentially paying Jon Jones $30 million for the Aspinall fight. Since then, Rogan has retracted that statement and said that Dana White told him that Jones is considering retirement. So in this video, we're going to talk about all this, and we're going to talk about what this means for the heavyweight division, because we also have Alex Pereira confirmed to be fighting Magomed Ankalaev next. So stick around. We're going to get into all of this. Pereira, Aspinall, Jones, everything that people have been talking about in MMA for the last few months. So stick around. We're going to get into all this stuff, the heavyweight title picture, Alex Pereira, Jon Jones, Tom Aspinall, all that good stuff. So stick around. I'm Wyatt, and this is Fight Society. All right, guys, so before we get into the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, drop a comment down below. All that good YouTube stuff really helps me out a lot. If you want to support the channel even further, you can become a channel member and get access to bonus content like members-only live streams and things like that. If you want to do that, there's a link below this video to join, or you can hit the join button on our channel homepage. Thank you very much. Back to the video. Earlier this week, Joe Rogan did an episode of his podcast where he talked about Yannis Pappas, who's another comedian, about the potential of the UFC paying Jon Jones $30 million to fight Tom Aspinall. This is what they said.
Is he doing Pereira or Aspinall?
Aspinall.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Aspinall. I think they're trying to come to some sort of an agreement. The rumor is that he wants...
The Peoria shit's funny too, because it's funny that Rogan has these conversations about MMA with friends that he has, like these comedians that don't know anything about the sport, because I feel like all of us that watch MMA and watch UFC like super religiously, we all have these like casual friends or family members that we're always having to like correct, because they kind of have an idea about like the big UFC headlines, you know, like Pereira, Jon Jones, Conor McGregor, stuff like that. And we always end up having to like correct them. But it's just funny to see Rogan do it, because we all have these conversations with our friends that don't follow the sport closely or like at all.
Wants $30 million, and that the UFC's going to pay it. Hopefully,
I agree with him though. Him and Pereira would be the Pereira.
Yeah.
Sorry, would be the fight everyone wants to see.
It's the second best fight behind Aspinall Jones. It's not the one that everybody wants to see, not even fucking slightly.
Yeah.
Perhaps I don't have to explain this. I don't have to explain this to you guys, but to people like this, St. Rogies has got to explain. And so that right there is what Rogan said about the UFC potentially giving Jon Jones $30 million for the Aspinall fight. And just a couple episodes later, I think actually the same week, this week, he did an episode with Theo where he retracted that statement and said that Jones is actually considering retirement.
Rumor. And I did hear that the UFC said yes, but it is not true. So Dana contacted me, said that rumor's bullshit. So I felt obligated to tell everybody that was a fake rumor. I don't even remember who, because we did that podcast. Unfortunately, we did that podcast 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember who told me that.
What do you think the amount is that Jon Jones would fight him for, or do you think it's an amount?
Well, apparently Jon is thinking about retiring.
Yeah.
And he should. I mean, he's going to have to someday. He should. I'm not saying he should retire. I'm saying he should think about it. Give the man all the time he wants. He can fight whenever he wants to fight. That's Jon Jones. He's the GOAT.
Shut the fuck up, Rogan. As much as I love Joe, as much as we love Joe, guys, you have a heavyweight championship belt that is waiting to be fought for. Your interim champion that you should have fought already defended in July. He's already been out for almost 5 months. Jones can't just sit around and hold up the division. And this is the thing that sucks. You know, people like Yuri Prohaska, Jamal Hill, they get injured and they go, okay, here's the belt back, division moves on. And I'm not saying that these guys are on the same like GOAT status type of level as Jon Jones. Obviously, they're not even close. But Jon Jones, just the fucking ego on this guy to just want everybody to wait around so that he can still get paid $100,000 for meet and greets and seminars and all this other bullshit. Well, he decides if he's going to fight Aspinall. He already knows if he's going to fight Aspinall. He already knows if he's going to retire. It's a matter of these signings, meet and greets, movies, sponsorship opportunities that have a much higher price tag that these companies and events pay pay Jon Jones because he's the UFC heavyweight champion of the world. If he retires, those checks are getting smaller. Those offers are coming far less frequent. It's not even about, I'm telling you, it's not even about whether or not he wants to fight Aspinall or thinking about it. He already knows. In my opinion, Jones has known for a long time whether or not he's going to fight Aspinall. We're going to find out what that answer is because he says he won't publicly. Dana says he will. There's a whole lot of minutia that we're getting caught up in. Jones knows what he's going to do. And so that's why I disagree. You don't just give a guy all the time he wants to talk about or to think about it. Let's move on with the fucking sport. GSP retired in 8 days after becoming double champ. He came back. He gave it right back a week later, even though Dana was pissed about it because he made a promise to Dana that he would stick around and defend the belt, and then he didn't follow through on that promise. He didn't hold on to the belt for a year. He didn't hold on to the belt for 2 years and think about it with one kind of like filler fight with Stipe Miocic in the meantime. That's where I disagree with Rogan a lot. Now we got to start thinking about what's next. If Jon's going to retire, what happens? Because if he sticks around, it's going to be against Aspinall. But if he retires, what's going to happen? Are they going to do Aspinall versus Pereira? Are they going to have Pereira stay down at 205? Well, this post right here from Full Violence, according to Ariel Helwani, this is per the Ariel Helwani show, is that Alex Pereira's next opponent will be Magomed Ankalaev. So the UFC 313 date that I talked about in March, maybe Ankalaev is going to forego or postpone his Ramadan to have this fight. Something like that, because I know Bilal Muhammad did that when he had a fight coming up. He was in camp during Ramadan, and maybe it was Gervonta Davis. I can't remember. It was Bilal Muhammad or Gervonta Davis. They did, maybe even Devin Haney. But a few Muslim fighters, they've fought during Ramadan and then done their Ramadan like afterwards. Anyway, so this is what they're saying is next for Pereira, which rules out Aspinall Pereira as the next fight. So what that tells me is that either Jones is sticking around to fight Aspinall, or we're going to get Tom Aspinall against Ciryl Gane. In my video where I laid out the fights to make after UFC 309, I said this was a possibility, Aspinall, Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane getting another undeserved title shot, especially after getting gifted a split decision win. But it's starting to look like Pereira Ankalaev at 205, Pereira on the heavyweight, in terms of heavyweight, is postponed. I don't know about canceled. But Alex Pereira's coaches, Plinio Cruz and Glover Teixeira, have said that he would need 6 months to bulk up the way that they want him to fight at heavyweight. So if it's going to be Pereira Aspinall or Pereira at heavyweight, it's going to be a minute. It's probably not going to be in 2025. Or maybe it's after this Ankalaev. Maybe they do Aspinall Jones. Maybe they do Aspinall Ciryl Gane, and Pereira would fight the winner if he beats Magomed Ankalaev, let's say at the end of this year, like the December pay-per-view or something like that. I'm still holding on to faith that they're going to make Aspinall Jones happen. I swear there's so many fights that have been missed, like Khabib and Tony, and just to name one, but a lot of fights that have been missed because of bookings or money. We never got Jon Jones, Francis Ngannou. I feel like this has got to be the time that the UFC makes the fight happen, because they made it happen with Khabib Conor. I'm not saying Jones Aspinall is bigger than Khabib and Conor, but it's close. It's like a top 5 UFC fight of all time in terms of numbers. I think they find a way to get it done. So let me know what you guys think down below. Are we going to see Aspinall Jones? Are we going to see Pereira Ankalaev? And if Jones retires, what's next for the heavyweight belt? Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching this video. Please make sure to like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. It really helps me out a lot. If you want access to bonus content, become a channel member today by clicking the join button on our channel homepage or the link down below this video. If you're interested in some non-MMA content from me, go check out my podcast, What's Up Bro, with Wyatt and Bo, in the link down below. Go watch this suggested video, and I'll see you next time.